Thanks for joining in. I feel like starting these podcasts is kind of like jumping into an ice bath or jumping off a cliff. Been sitting here for 2 minutes, collecting my thoughts, collecting my emotions, being ready to hit record, and we're rolling. So welcome back to another episode of my podcast. This would be episode 3. And I'm really excited to be doing it again. I believe that the last time I did this, at least the last episode with Avery, that episode was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And I have a lot to learn when it comes to this whole thing, especially with just having guests and all that. I mean, it's a learning process. I'm definitely learning. But yeah, so today's topic is, I don't know. I kind of was thinking, well, the last solo episode I did, the first episode was pretty easy because it was just the story of my business. But now here I am again, and what do I talk about? So I have a few things I want to talk about. I figured I could just, again, use this space as a opportunity to kind of just talk about my life and past, future, and present. So without further ado, I guess I jump right into it. So New Year's Eve, Christmas, very good time. I spent Christmas with my girlfriend's family. That was really fun. Just a nice Christmas. I'd say it's probably quieter than most of my Christmases, but it was nice. The New Year's, I spent it at Avery's house with his family. His mom made pozole. Super good too. And it was a good time. However, I got very sick. And I kind of saw that coming too, because for some weird reason, for the last 3 years, this is the third year in a row now, I get sick mid-December, sometime around December, and then I get sick the first 2 weeks of January. This is 3 years in a row. It's like clockwork. I get sick right around New Year's, and it happened again this year, and it was extremely frustrating. It's not fun at all, especially since I kind of saw it coming too, so that was not cool. And I had a fever, cough, exhaustion beyond all measures. I just couldn't focus. My mind felt super loopy. I didn't feel good, but I was really eager to upload or record another solo episode that first week, but I was pretty much like sleeping on the couch, sleeping in my bed most of the first week. It felt like the race started and my car didn't even start. So it sucked. Not a good feeling at all. All this hype, all this energy to hit the ground running, and well, there was a different plan for me. So actually a lot of good came out of it in its own way, but it was nice. It was a good New Year's. Celebrated again Avery's family. It was fun. Probably throw a picture up, me and Avery. His mom got us like these flannels and pretty much matching flannels. So mine's a little big, but it was good. It was a nice gift. I wear that flannel almost every day now, especially when I was sick. It was super warm. But anywho, New Year's was a good time, and yeah. So what else is new? What else is new? I got a new washer and dryer. That's exciting. There came an opportunity for where I'm living here to get a new washer and dryer. So I like to think I didn't go all out with it, too expensive, but I got a pretty good set of washer and dryers. So, and I got a crazy good deal on it. So I'm having a lot of fun washing laundry this past couple days. Now that I'm fully recovered, I have a little bit of sniffles and whatnot, but it's been nice. So I got a cool washer and dryer. Kind of rearranged my garage a little bit to be more efficient, I guess more productive and whatnot. That's where my washer and dryer is. But yeah, it was expensive getting that washer and dryer. Although I got a good deal on it, it was still kind of expensive, but it's been nice. It's like all smart enabled, so my phone gets notified when the laundry's done, which is nice. And for those that know me pretty well, they know I'm a very tech savvy guy, like really tech savvy guy, to the point where pretty much every light in my house is Alexa enabled. Sorry for those that have a you-know-who. I've seen other videos where they mention the name and it activates and then whatever. So I'm not going to mention the name, but I like to say you-know-who when I'm referring to the Amazon you-know-who. And so everything in my house is smart enabled. Not everything, but most things are smart enabled. All the way down to my computer, my tea kettle in the morning. So when I wake up, my morning routine, I say you-know-who, I say good morning. And it starts my tea kettle. So I make tea in the morning or whatever. But yeah, I like smart things. I love gadgets. I've always loved gadgets. I've loved tinkering with things like that. So all of my remotes to things, including this right here, my ceiling fan, it's smart enabled. Although it wasn't a smart device, I enabled it being smart by copying the RF frequency of the remote to the hub that copies RF frequencies and IR frequencies and then just duplicates it. Puts it on my phone, and now I can control stuff on my phone. I just love it. I nerd out on that kind of stuff. Every light in my house is also color changing. This would be a great time to make the example of changing colors, but I'm not going to do that because I set these lights to be specific for the podcast. So, but anywho, I got a smart washer and dryer. It's pretty cool. I like all that fun little tech stuff. And I do it on a budget, I must say. All the tech stuff, it's the cheapest version of things, and I find a way to make it work like it's an advanced version of things, whether it's modifying, taking it apart. I get down with all that kind of stuff. So that was cool. So also in the garage, when I rearranged things, because the first day of New Year's, I was not sick. It kicked in like the following day. So that first day, I completely cleaned out the entire garage and set it up so that the washer and dryer can fit in there, and set up a little workout station just because I can't go to the gym all the time, and it's just nice to have a little workout spot there. And that's kind of part of what I want to bring up today. One little story, I guess, that happened during that time. And so I was looking for some inspiration to put right in front. There's like a wall right in front of my little workout station. And I was looking for some inspiration, maybe a photo of something or whatever, just to inspire me as I'm working out. And I thought, why not use this picture? So this is kind of the story here. I have this picture of me from 2016, August. Can't tell you the exact date, but I believe it's August 7th or 8th. Doesn't matter. But this is in my room at my grandma's house, where I spent most of my life up until about 25 when I moved out. My childhood room, my main room, all that. And this was on the morning of Avery's proposal to his now wife. It was his proposal day. So in this photo, you'll see me kind of looking down, looking at my gear, kind of planning and strategizing. But during this time was peak depression time, for sure. And my assistant at the time, my good friend at the time, Santiago, was chilling on my bed looking at me with his phone, and I guess he just snapped a candid. And this is probably like one of the very few candid pictures of me. But I've carried this picture with me since then for a long time, just as a reminder of sort of like the darkness that I've been in before. And so I went to grab it out of my room and put it up on the wall out there in the garage. And I noticed that there was a little yellow sliver sticking out the side of it. And the story behind it is what's in this picture frame before it was the picture was my first business license for Squyres Productions for like 2014, 2015, whatever. Did a job and acquired a business license. So got a business license, came in the mail. My grandma saw it and she framed it, which was really nice of her. She framed it in this picture. And I had it on there for a good couple of years, just kind of above my workstation, because I thought business licenses were like super important, super cool. And now I learned it's just like, in some ways, it's kind of a waste of money, but I'm no advice on that. But pretty much most of the business license I use, at least for my industry, for what I was doing, was like checked never. So I was just throwing money at the city for nothing. So stopped paying for all those a while back. I did have to buy one last year, but besides the point. So that was in here in this picture frame. And then a couple years later, when Santi took this picture of me, I decided that would be more motivating than just some corporate business license that was sitting in there. So I kept the business license in there, put this picture over it, and used it as a form of motivation. But I know you probably really wanted to see this picture, and I will show you. But I'm going to finish the story real fast. At that time, 2016, 2017, my workload was just insane, and I had no way to really do time management very well. As much as I loved trying to be organized back then, I really wasn't. And I had done sort of like A Beautiful Mind, if you've seen that movie. Writings all over the wall. I didn't do that. I wasn't writing all over the wall, but I did have this urge to just write down every little task I needed to do and put it on a Post-it sticker and then slap it on the bare part of my wall just to visually see like how much stuff I needed to do. And it was not healthy. It was not good. There was so much that needed to be done. I'll probably throw the picture in now. But that wall is full of Post-it stickers. And I don't remember who wrote it. I really don't. I swear I don't. Because I'm trying to figure out, but I don't know who wrote it. But someone wrote amongst all those Post-it stickers, they grabbed the pen that's on there and they wrote this little quote, and they stuck it on the wall next to that giant list of things to do. And I feel like at the time, although very depressed, I had this optimistic side. Maybe it was kind of just projecting something. I don't know what, but very optimistic. And I used to throw out a lot of quotes like life is beautiful and everything happens for a reason. And I just believe my optimism was very high back then. It's okay now. I'm working on it, working on gratitude and stuff like that. But my optimism, although maybe artificial per se, it was still there. And I feel like this quote, this little message that whoever wrote this put there was kind of just like an echo of me in my own way, because I would just always be that way and say that life is beautiful and this and that. And so they put that Post-it sticker on there, I think, to kind of just tell me, like, you know, it's you got a lot of crazy going on, but just don't forget to enjoy life, and it's beautiful. So when I took that whole little system down probably a couple weeks later, because I realized it was just like not working, one of my many attempts to get to the system I have now, which is solid. For those that know Trello and Planway, I get down with Trello. Every little moment I think of something that needs to be done, I tell my you-know-who robot, and she puts it on the board for me. So whether it's in the car, on the go, in the house, if I have an idea, thought something needs to be done, it's logged. Because although my memory is very good, sometimes just like the small things, the short-term tasks, it just gets lost if I don't write it down immediately after thinking of it, because my mind just goes like a hamster wheel. So, anywho, after a while, when I took the whole system down, I saw that little quote and I took it off the wall, and I planted a little time bomb, if per se, I guess. So I guess I put the Post-it sticker on the back of the image. So you have the business license, the Post-it sticker, and then the picture. And just the other day, I took this out of my bedroom, and I noticed there was a little yellow thing on it that I guess I just forgot about it. So I took the whole thing apart. I didn't do this a couple days into being sick. So my mind was not okay. I was not okay. Wasn't feeling good. A lot of negative thoughts, just not feeling good, hopeless, beating myself up. I would get the urge to try to sit down and do some work, but I just couldn't focus at all. And my body just needed rest, and I was very stubborn because I'm a very stubborn guy. So I just couldn't focus. So I wasn't in a good mood. I wasn't in a good mood the first week of the year at all. So much so that when I took this out of the room and I opened it up to kind of see what was in there, because I saw the yellow, opened it up and I looked and I saw the Post-it sticker, and it says, "Enjoy life. It's beautiful." Right there. So there's a picture of me. It's a nice little black and white. Big thank you to Santi. I don't know if he realized the magnitude of the picture at the time, but this photo has been just like such a moment in my life that I refer to. So there's me hunched over in my chair, just setting up gear. That's like a tripod. Up in the corner there is my window. Right behind me is my desk, computers. But there's the quote. It says, "Enjoy life, it's beautiful." And it was just such a hidden surprise. I guess I hadn't seen that thing in there for over 5 years. And when I checked it out, when I saw it, I broke down. I got very teary-eyed. And I realized just so much I've overcome to get to where I'm at now. I'm not this guy in the picture anymore. I'm happy. I'm doing good. I feel good. I'd like to think my mind, my body, and my soul are in a good place. They could be in a better place, but I'm doing really good. So this is always a good reminder. So I put this above my workout station, and it's extremely motivating. So yeah, when I saw it that the other day, I got kind of broke down a little bit, a little silent cry per se. It was a lot. It was very heavy. I guess I can't really go through the range of emotions or thoughts or feelings that I was feeling when I was looking at it, but it was a lot. And I guess it was just, it wasn't so much sad cries, but more happy, kind of sad too. Just to realize, that place I was in then, I was just really holding myself back. And I held back a lot of opportunity. I held back a lot of potential. But I was sick. So I forgive myself. It is what it was. If that version of me was a friend of mine today and I saw him in that way, as much as I would like to help that version of me, there's only so much someone else can do. Not to say that I didn't have good friends at the time. During that time, I had a few really good friends that really kind of pulled me out of that. But anywho, it wasn't me. It was me, right? It was me back then. Darkness or light, it was still me. Just not a good version of me. So I look at this and it's a lot. So if you're in a dark place, like this guy is in the picture, it's not going to be like that forever. I wish I can give you a list of remedies of things that helped me, but it's been a long journey to get there. I will say, because it's hard to say, oh, do this or do that or whatever. But when you're in that kind of state, you may try things for a couple hours and you're already back to, I want to go back to bed. I want to be left alone, whatever. But if you're going through that, at least know at the very least, as someone that's been there and come from it, you can reach out to me, whether it's a call, text, or anything, and just vent, just talk to me. I've been there, and I think when I was ready to talk to someone, I really appreciate someone being there. So if you have nobody, you have me, is what I'm saying, because I've been there, and I have some steps to getting out of it. But yeah, so that's a little moment I want to share with you. I'm in a very negative mood when I'm sick, so very emotional at the time. But yeah, so that was a little story I wanted to share. It was a very powerful moment for me, just kind of seeing that and experiencing that. So yeah, that's one thing that happened. So again, I was sick, and like I said, I've been sick every year without fail. And I think if I were to really think it through, it could be a combination of things. But my theory on why I keep getting sick every time, mid-December, late December, and then first week of January, second week of January, is October, November, December is my busiest time of the year. It's the most stress, the most people contacting me, holiday parties, family portraits, still weddings, and then holiday stuff in general and things that I want to do with my friends and loved ones and stuff like that. And it's just everybody feels it. It's holiday season. So at least just for me, it's just a lot more, October, November, a lot of family portraits. December, I still get a lot of family portraits, but it's just a lot. And then the time change and all that, leading up to that, it's just, I'm extremely stressed. And right before Christmas, I try to get everything out as much as possible, even if it's shot like a wedding or two, like a couple weeks before Christmas, I still try to get them something beforehand. And it was just a lot. It was like a melting point. And again, it happened again this year, where I just got sick, and I feel like it's maybe stress. And then that kind of leads to a poor diet, and then a poor diet leads to a compromised immunity system. And then right when Christmas hits, I don't drink that much, but on the holidays and special events, I like to drink. I'm not getting plastered, but I like to drink, and I like to have a good time and just kind of let loose and just chill out and just decompress, right? So adding that to the fire, which obviously alcohol vastly drops your immunity system. Never drink when you're sick. I'm no expert, no scientist, but I've done enough research and enough data to know just don't do it. There's no I'm going to drink and feel better. I don't think it works. So when I'm sick, there's just no alcohol. So yeah, I think it's just the drinking on Christmas, the drinking on New Year's. New Year's, the house at Avery's was kind of hot, so we kept coming in and out. It was really nice and cold on New Year's too, so I think just temperature change there, just not good. So I got sick. But that's what I think it is. I think I just get stressed out, and then holiday season comes, and I like to drink and have a good time, and then the weather change and all that. So I got to really keep that in consideration for next year, because I absolutely hate being sick. At least with me, in my experience, I don't typically get sick for the whole year, by the way. I should mention that. I don't get sick at all. I get sick here and there, little things. But actually sick where I'm in bed and I can't do anything, I can't think, I can't even focus. That only happens twice a year, and it happens December and January. Throughout the rest of the year, I don't get sick, hardly at all. And it's weird because when I do get sick, it's bad. And I almost feel like I'd rather, and don't jinx it, knock on wood, but I'd rather maybe get sick a couple times throughout the year and not just get so double punched right at the end of the year. It sucks, and just puts me in a bad mood. I'm like a crybaby about it sometimes too, but when you can't even get out of bed and you don't feel good and people are calling you and asking for stuff, I'm just like, I can't. I just don't want to do anything but just try to rest. So yeah, been sick, but I'm feeling better now. Maybe you can hear it in my voice a little nasally, but I feel better. The last couple of days, I've been kind of just feeling really good. I've been working on this gratitude thing. My friend Marcus suggested it to me. There's a very long story there, but I've been tracking my habits and tracking my mood, especially for New Year's. We started in December, him and I both tracking separately. And I've noticed that my mood, although sick and whatnot, it's neutral to positive, but it's never like I'm in a good mood every day. And that's life. You're not going to be in a good mood every day. But I was looking at Marcus's, because we share each other to keep each other accountable. It's an accountability thing. His is usually positive or energized. I'm like, okay, what is it that you're doing right that I'm not doing right? That I can't wake up kind of just positive and ready to take the day. So when I wake up in the morning, what sucks is some of the first feelings I feel when I wake up in the morning is sad. Not sad, maybe not sad, but just not optimistic, that's for sure. And I would love to kind of wake up more optimistic. And he told me practice gratitude. So changed up kind of my morning routine a little bit. And now one of the first things I do after getting up, making the bed, doing my hygiene is gratitude meditation, just 10 minutes. I've tried it for about 4 or 5 days now. And every day I'm good. I'm in a good mood. Kind of just count on my fingers, and I say it out loud, just the things that I'm truly grateful for. And I just keep repeating it for those 10 minutes out loud. Just keep saying it until I know and I truly believe it, because it's true. But I just say the things I'm thankful for. And it's been working. So my mood, you can see it on a graph. It's an Excel sheet. It's kind of growing now. I should say that Marcus and I, we created our own habit tracker. We're actually going to sell it, throw it up online at the end of the month. So look out for that. And actually the next week or so. But we've been working on it for a while, and we're excited to share it with the world, the public, our friends, because it's vastly improved my day-to-day productivity. And I'm pretty sure I could speak on his behalf, because I've heard it in our meetings. We meet once a week. He's just been doing so much better. Now that we're tracking kind of everything that we do, the bad habits, the good habits, it's solid. I'm excited to share that with you guys. We're going to be throwing it up on Etsy before the month is over. So look for that when I do post it. But anywho, I started practicing the gratitude, and I noticed that my mood on the graph just kind of spiked up, and it's kind of staying that way. And that feels really good. So Gratitude. I would like to do it in the evening too when I do my evening walk, but in the mornings for my morning routine, that's what I do, and it's been helping immensely. So it's been putting me in a better mood, and I'm already at a good spot there. Now I just want to improve that process to make it even better, and hopefully just bounce out of bed, which sounds unrealistic, but I could try, and just be in a better mood. So yeah, what else to talk about? I guess I'm about halfway through here. Yeah. So my mood's been better with the gratitude thing. So yeah. Other news. I play pool. Sidebar here. Billiards, 9-ball. I've been doing that professionally in a league for about 2.5 years now. A little fun fact about me. This fun fact kind of comes to a sad ending, unfortunately, but I'll share it anyway. So I'm part of a pool team with my good friend Corey. He's a friend of Avery. Corey owns a cafe called Cafe Val Air in West Covina. Giving them a shout out. Very good food at the West Covina Mall, Cafe Val Air. I highly recommend it. The food's so good there. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and now that's sounding pretty good right now, but it's probably too late. Anywho, Corey, sidebar here, which I would love to have on the podcast. I asked him last night if he was down. He said he is, so that would be a very fun guest to have, very interesting guest to have, to say the least there. But he has his own business over there for, I think, like a decade now. He's had that cafe, him and his dad. What's the point here, guy? Pool. So he invited me. Sorry. I would go to the cafe because Avery would go to the cafe. And because Avery's wife worked at the cafe years back. And I would go, and that's where I met Corey there. And Corey actually, when I met him there, Avery's like, oh, this is the owner of the spa. I'm like, oh, nice guy. And Avery was like, yeah, he's getting married soon. And I was like, ooh, okay. And that was 2018, leading into 2019. Basically walked outside the cafe, and then there's this beautiful motorcycle. It was a Victory, 8-ball, Victory 8-ball. But with Corey, his obsession with motorcycles is amazing. I mean, he takes such good care. His motorcycles are beautiful. He's got a few of them. And I went outside and I was like, whoa, like that thing looks badass. Like I would love to get into riding a motorcycle. And from that point on, so much happened. He ended up hiring me for his wedding. I did his engagement shoot, went out to dinner with him after to get to know him even better, did the wedding, worked my ass off on that wedding. I remember, I think it was like a 14-hour day, and I was dead at the end of the day. Looking back at it now, I wish I stayed, but I left right when I was off the clock. But anywho, so after the wedding and some time had passed, Corey mentioned, oh, I play pool. And I was like, oh, I play pool too. And he was like, oh, you do? I'm like, yeah, I told him that my grandpa taught me how to play pool. I don't know, I was like 5, 6 up in Oregon when we go visit my grandpa, my brother and I. Grandma would drop us off for a couple weeks, summertime, wintertime, mainly summer. And my grandpa had a pool table there. And it was an old-fashioned one where it was a rail, right? So it would roll on the rail, and just the sound, I can hear the sound of the rail right now in my grandpa's den there, and just so much nostalgia. But I loved it then. I was playing pool like crazy as a kid, and then a little bit older. Unfortunately, my grandpa passed away when I was about 14 or 15, so I don't know where that pool table is, but man, if I can get my hands on that pool table, I would take it all the way from Oregon, bring it back here for sure. It's somewhere, I hope. But anywho, so I played pool growing up a lot, and then when I worked at the teen center at Baldwin Park, they had 2 pool tables there, and I would play with the kids there and kind of teach them stuff and whatnot. So I loved it. So I told Corey, I'm like, hey, I could play pool. And he's like, well, I'll let you know when there's an opening. I think like a year passed, and he finally told me there's an opening. I was like, yes. So that was probably 2.5 years ago, right? And I joined the team, and it's a 9-ball team. You start off as a level 2 or something, level 1, and you can go all up to level 9. But the level 9 players there are level 7 or 8. They've been playing there for like well over 10 years. And most of the time, I would go to pool nights. So it was every Thursday night. So almost every Thursday night for the last 2.5 years, I would go to pool. There's 3 seasons throughout the year, and almost every Thursday I played a game and got better, and I made up to level 3, which is not much, but it's something. I would say I was a strong level 3. But I played for a couple years, and unfortunately, as of last night, I put my 2 weeks in. Kind of bummed me out. Didn't kind of bum me out. It did bum me out. I try to find reasons to justify not quitting, but the reason why I had to quit, at least for now, it's not something I'm ever going to give up forever, but starting this podcast and then starting another business with a friend of mine, more on that later, and then running Squyres Productions, and then trying to do the music stuff, and then trying to have a personal life, and it's a lot. And I go to pool almost every Thursday night for like 3 to 4 hours, and I feel like that time I could really use it for something else, and just something to make more money. I'm in this grind mode this year. I really want to get my house and some other things, and I'm doing all right financially, but I know I could do a whole lot better. So starting new endeavors and the podcast and other things, and I just can't find the time to commit to pool. So the last couple of months, I probably went once a month, and I hated that. I hated that I couldn't commit to the pool nights, and so I told him I just feel it's unfair to the team. So I ended up having to quit. Bums me out. But he said I'm still invited to the get-togethers at his house. Corey has a pool table at his house, and gone a few times, playing with him in the garage next to his beautiful motorcycles. Another sidebar there. The reason I ride a motorcycle, I guess for those that don't know, I do ride motorcycles, is because of Corey. Corey was like my motorcycle mentor. Hundreds of texts. Is this bike good? Is this bike good? When we go to pool nights, he would tell me about bikes and stuff. And he is like the best mentor to have for riding motorcycles, because he didn't steer me wrong. He didn't tell me to get the cool fast bike and this and that and go do wheelies and all this stupid stuff and fly over 100 miles down the freeway. I feel like his method of approach was all about safety and just enjoying your ride. So I really enjoyed kind of learning from him and kind of doing it the right way. He was like, get this bike first and then do this bike and blah, blah. And although I've been in like 2 little accidents, which weren't a big deal, I've been safe, and I ride safe for the most part. I have my little moments, but I'm not doing wheelies and I'm not going over 100. Sorry. Choked there. But I do enjoy riding. So, water break. Sorry. Don't know what happened there. So because of Corey, I ride. Well, not because of Corey, but it's a good most of it. So he's been a good mentor on that. And I haven't ridden a lot lately because it's just winter. It gets really cold. My math is usually whatever the temperature is when you're riding, drop that by like 15 degrees, and it's that much colder. So I don't like to ride that much in the cold. But yeah, so where was I going to all this? So yeah, I quit the team. Bummed out about it. I'd like to go visit every once in a while. I don't have a pool table here. I really want a pool table here because I really love playing. Been playing my whole life. But I miss it. So I'm bummed out that I had to step away from the team. Maybe a season, maybe 2 seasons, but I will be back. Really enjoy it. It's a good little way to get away. Maybe I shouldn't have quit for that reason, because it's a good way to kind of just get away from the day-to-day stuff and just relax and have a nice little competitive thing with other teams. The pool hall that I go to, or was going to, there's like 15 tables, 17 tables, so it's loud. It's a bar, a lot of loud music. I'm not a big fan of the loud scene, so that was always kind of a bummer going there. Just a lot of people there, people drinking, people yelling. When there's a game on, they're screaming. I'm trying to focus on my shot, but it was cool. It was a cool environment. I got to know a few people there, my team members, of course, and then some other people that were a part of the team that didn't play on the team but were part of the team. It's cool, a nice little environment, for sure, to say the least. But yeah, so that's, I guess something else has been going on with me. I was on a pool team and now I'm not. So yeah. But some other exciting news that happened today. Very excited about it, actually. Hit me right here. And it really caught me off by surprise. So I invited Daryl Daryl is a old choir friend of mine. I think I've known him for pretty much as long as I've known Avery, probably. Daryl and I were in choir together, and a lot of good memories with him. I was very close with him in high school. After high school, I think we saw each other here and there at stuff. But after high school, I kind of drifted away from a lot of my friends, kind of did my own thing. Didn't really stay in contact with a lot of people. Unfortunately, Daryl was on that list of the people I didn't stay in contact that much with, but I would message him like a couple times a year, maybe, hey, Merry Christmas, or see you at the choir concerts, whatever, because the alumni would go to choir concerts. But lovely guy, such a sweet guy, such a true gentleman. And what was that, 2021, a couple years ago? He reached out because he proposed to his fiance at the time, now wife, asking if I can capture his wedding. And I was so pumped because I hadn't really hung out with him in years. So we met up at a Starbucks. And from that point on, the friendship started to blossom again. And it has blossomed so much now that as of today, he asked me to be the godfather. I am now the godfather of their precious little boy, little Dylan here. I took this picture as well, I should say. I did a newborn shoot of their kid, their newborn here. And so today he officially asked me, and it really caught me off guard when he handed it to me. I was like, oh, cool. And I'll be honest, my first thought was like, will you be my godfather? Oh, is this just kind of like an extra? Because this came with the two. I didn't get to see him during the holiday season, but he gave me this, just some pictures that I took for their newborn session there. And this other one came with it right here. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe it's an extra or whatever. But then I really realized, oh, man, he's asking me. So I was just super excited. Of course, I said yes. I've been slowly working on my faith, of course. I try to read a daily devotional every day, dabble in the Bible here and there, go to church when I can, but not that well, not that consistent. But I'm working on it. I've never been a strong Christian or had a strong faith, but it's something I've been working on ever since the Africa trip. The Africa trip, right there. That's me in Africa. Anywho, so I've been working on my faith, and I think this is such a good energy, just like such a moving force to be asked to do this. And I want to go to church on Sunday. So I don't know, I'm feeling fired up about it. It's such an honor. Hasn't really hit me yet. I feel like it might hit me tomorrow, probably more. I've never been a godfather. I'm aware of certain responsibilities, but I told him straight up, and he already knew this, but we had a heart-to-heart after the newborn shoot. I told him, like, whatever you need, whatever Dylan, Teresa, or you need, whatever your family needs, dude, I'm a phone call away. If it's 3 a.m, it's whenever. You call me. As long as I'm here or I'm available, dude, I'm there. I'll always be there for him. And that goes the same for a lot of my friends. I hope they know that, but I'm the guy you can call anytime, and I will drop what I'm doing to be there for them. So we had a heart-to-heart. I told him, it's just crazy to see him go from high school Daryl that's doing backflips. He was Spider-Man. He would climb walls, do backflips, and to see him now become a father. And God, he's such a great husband and such an amazing father from what I've seen so far. And he's just so intentional. And he's so calm. And I don't know. There's an energy about him that I just love. And I don't know. I think that's why I vibe with him. We've been workout buddies, on and off. I should say on and off, because my workout habits have been on and off. Except for the last 4 months, I've actually been working out quite a bit, but that's for another episode. But he's been a workout buddy. He's taught me how to lift weights properly, how to deadlift. He's super fit, and he's always been such a motivation for me. And there's many times where we just work out a couple hours at the gym or an hour or so. And there was one point where I was teaching him how to swim, because I had come from a swimming background, and he was teaching me how to lift weights. And a friend that cares about your health and your fitness is a good friend. So don't take him for granted. I haven't talked to him in like a few weeks, just been crazy busy, but reached out, told him to come over. So he came over. I got to see the new kind of studio setup and all that. Asked him to be on the podcast, and he seemed like he hesitated a little bit, but I think he's down. So I'm really excited to have him on eventually. But just a solid friend. And being asked to be the godfather, it's a pretty beautiful thing. So I would say that, I haven't had that very many opportunities for it. So it's just nice. I don't know. It feels good. Definitely feels good to be there for them on that level. So thanks, Daryl. Thanks, Teresa, for entrusting me with that, if you're watching this. But yeah, what else? Marcus, my next guest. I have him on the board. I talked to him about it. I said, hey, you're next in line. So Marcus Whiteside. I've talked about him in the first episode too, but Marcus and I have been doing the shadow work. We have been meeting once a week, sometimes twice a week. We formed a little accountability group, like a men's group, accountability group. And it's been like 2 months now, and it's been solid. I've been doing, our meetings are, I love our meetings. We get real deep, real vulnerable. Nothing's off the table. At least with him, I've got to the point now where I trust him so much that I have nothing to hide. And that because of that, when we're not shy or like, oh, that's weird, like it opens up, it's blossomed into so many cool opportunities and things that we've created just by being 100% with each other. And it's been really cool. With Marcus, it feels like I'm never above him. He's never above me. I'm never below him. He's never below me, but it feels like we're always just like right on the same level. And I love that energy. It never feels like one of us is above each other. We're on the same level, and that level of respect means a lot to me. So we get real vulnerable. We talk about a lot of stuff. We have a kind of a guideline to our meetings that we have once a week. We talk about faith. We start the meeting with a prayer, and we talk about our faith and prayer requests and whatnot. And then we talk about wisdom, whether it's reading and journaling. We try to journal every day, and I read every day, a couple books a day, along with a devotional that I read as well. But I'm reading every day for a couple months now, and I finally got into the habit of reading again, and I love it. Been really probably the longest I've been consistent with reading. And so then after kind of wisdom, the category of wisdom, we talk about journaling and reading. We talk about our relationships with our significant others, with our friends, our inner circle. We talk about friendships that need watering, maybe some friends that we haven't talked to in a while, and talk about all that. And then we talk about our businesses, or we talk about our health. So we talk about our mental health, physical health, spiritual health as well, and kind of just like how we're doing on our diets, how we're doing on working out. And then we talk about our businesses. He has his own business, 2 of them, I think 3, no 2. And then I have my own. So we kind of talk about that too, like how we're doing in that, and if we need a push or whatnot. And it's just kind of a free-flowing conversation. And doing that once a week is really just so much motivation. If you have a friend out there that's willing to do that with you, I highly suggest you do it. Don't do it alone in life. Having him as an accountability partner, as a motivator, as a good close friend, it's been so amazing. It's been really cool. I'm so grateful and blessed to have him as a really close friend in that. And so I'm really excited to have him on the next episode. I'm just excited to have him for sure. So looking forward to that. I realize that these lights are flickering. They're flickering because they're in a candle setting. Hopefully that doesn't come out in the video. Anywho, he's the next guest. I have him scheduled for, unfortunately, 2 weeks from now. This episode will come out next week, and then I'll record with him the following week, but I'll probably get that episode out like right away. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I have a few more guests lined up too. Like I said, Corey, I asked him if he'd love to do the podcast. He said he's interested. Daryl, my other friend Harry. Harry should be the next guest after Marcus, but just really looking forward to that kind of stuff. Having more guests on here. So with Marcus, like I said, we're working on that habit tracker together that's going to be available by the end of the month. And I really encourage you to check that out when we upload it. It's been helping me immensely, just kind of realizing what my bad habits are, what my good habits are. And yeah, it's been really good. So my journal entries have vastly improved too. I feel like I just been journaling every day. Journaling really helps me. I don't know about you, but when I journal, I just feel like I can get so much off my chest, and I don't know, it really brings things to light, I would say. And that's been good. So I don't know. I guess I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to fill these last 15 minutes, and maybe I don't have to. It's a learning process. I got a lot of good feedback from my first episode, second episode, feedback from there. I had people kind of bringing it up, and because it's new in my life, they bring it up like, I swear, I'm like, podcast. Oh, my podcast. Like, yeah, you saw it. And it's like, it's cool. I feel like it's opened up some conversations that weren't there before just because of the things that I've been talking about. And some of my friends were like, hey, you talked about this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. And it's just been opening up a lot. I know Avery at his work, I guess his coworkers saw the episode. So they were like shouting at him from across the way, like, hey, I saw your episode. It looks really cool. The episode you're on. And Avery's eagerness to be back on for another episode it's been really encouraging and motivating to keep this thing going. Not that I'm in lack of, but he's like really eager to hop back on. He's like, when can I be on it again? I'm like, simmer down. Like, we'll get you back on for sure. It could be regular, but I got to get, some more guests first. So at this point, it's like, if it was up to me, I would record twice a week. One solo episode and one guest episode. And hopefully it'll get to that point, but not there yet. I kind of want to figure out the system to be more efficient so that when I set up the cameras and the audio and stuff, I can get it done quick. I think the first time I set everything up was like a 2-hour setup. But me, I love efficiency. I love seeing a system and trying to find a way to make it the most efficient, most productive. And now, instead of a 2-hour long setup, of course, I got down to 20 minutes. Now I'm already thinking of ways to get down to 15 minutes. And the shorter that setup time is, the more, encouraged or the easier it would be just to like throw it together and just do an episode because, it's out of sight, out of mind. Or if it's too hard to set up every time, it's going to be like, it's too much. But I want to find a way to make it super efficient. I have things already kind of taped together, set up, and just bam, ready to go. And it's a fun learning process. Like even right now, I'm looking down at my monitor, my 2 cameras, and I'm not doing that for the next episodes. It's going to go right up there, maybe right around the camera, so I'm not looking down, trying to give you guys more eye contact. And then just on the tail end, like the editing process, that takes time, a couple hours, I would say. Especially if I'm going to be adding graphics and whatnot, that takes time. I've got it down right now where it takes about 8 hours, and that's way too much. And it doesn't have to be that. But I think now it's come down to like 5 hours from the moment I set up the cameras to the moment I click sharing it to my story, because so much more goes into it. It's just editing the stuff, exporting it, creating the description, creating the YouTube shorts for advertising, just the shorter versions, right, for my reels or whatever. It's a lot that goes into each episode, and I didn't like how long that timeline looked, so I'm trying to find ways to condense it. And once I get that system down, my point is I'll be able to record more often. So I don't know. It's cool. It's a new little endeavor. I feel like I just left the port. I'm on a boat, and it's a new adventure. I don't know what's out there, but I'm excited. So yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. There's no reason why this has to be an hour. There's no real reason I got to do anything, but I'll keep it at a little shorter than last time. So with that being said, I guess I'm going to wrap it up. Something I do want to mention, a lot of my friends were saying stuff to me. A lot of Avery's friends were saying stuff to him, and comment. I guess my point to all this is don't be afraid to comment. If there's something in this video that you liked or whatever, I guess I would like to see more comments. Comments also increase engagement and whatnot. So don't be afraid to comment. Maybe some suggestions, maybe some feedback. I'm open to all of it. I'm not against any feedback or any anything like that. So if you have any suggestions or cool ideas, reach out to me privately, throw it in a comment. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share this around. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow something here. And if you see any value in it and you feel like other people can find value in it and the things I talk about or what my guests talk about, takes 30 seconds. Just throw it on your story, share it to the world, and I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I feel good about it. So I'll get better, right? It's just a learning process. But I'm looking forward to next solo ones. I like these solo ones. I want to do more of them. So yeah, stay tuned for more episodes. My next guest should be Marcus, and look forward to seeing that one. And hope your guys' New Year's was really cool. I hope your whole holiday season was great. Hope you're fired up for this 2024 season. New Year's resolutions, if you're sticking to them, most of them don't work. So just, do your best. If you want to better yourself, just do 1% better every day. That's all you got to do. So with that being said, I'm going to end off with my little saying. Have grace for the lows, gratitude for the highs, and patience for everything in between. I'm Cody Squyres, and I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episodes. I'm out of here.